Welcome to the HFY Vault channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care. The metal corridors of the abandoned space station creaked under the hum of life support systems that had barely survived decades of neglect. Captain Adrian Voss, a human explorer sent to investigate the station's last signals, moved cautiously through the dimly lit hallways. Dust particles floated in the thin artificial light, and every sound echoed like a warning. Something about this station felt alive. Adrian's mission was simple: check for survivors, retrieve any valuable data, and leave. But nothing about this place was simple. As he entered the main habitat chamber, he froze. A faint, soft sound came from the corner, almost like a whimper. Pushing aside a broken panel, he found her, a tiny alien girl, no taller than a human toddler, with luminous green eyes that glowed softly in the darkness. Her skin shimmered like polished jade, and she looked frightened. She pointed to a cracked dispenser on the wall and made a simple gesture: milk. Adrian hesitated. Alien species had strange biology, and what seemed harmless could be deadly. But the girl's wide, innocent eyes pleaded silently. With a sigh, he activated the dispenser and filled a small container, handing it to her. The girl's eyes lit up. She took the milk and drank eagerly, her tiny hands trembling with hunger. For a moment, the station felt peaceful. Then, something unexpected happened. The girl's gaze shifted. Her small fingers reached for Adrian's hand, gripping it with surprising strength. She looked up at him, her expression no longer hungry, but longing. Adrian froze. He had seen strange alien behaviors before, but this was different. The girl's desire was palpable, almost magnetic. Adrian stepped back instinctively. I can't, he started, but she shook her head and made a soft sound that sounded almost like a whisper. It wasn't threatening, but there was a powerful pull in her presence. Her small body pressed closer, and Adrian felt an unfamiliar warmth spreading through his chest. The station's lights flickered. He wasn't alone. From the shadows, a soft hiss echoed. Adrian's eyes darted around. Shapes moved in the corners of his vision, small, quick, barely perceptible. The girl's body tensed, and she whispered again. Adrian realized she wasn't just seeking comfort, she was warning him. Before he could ask, the station shuddered violently. Sparks flew from the ceiling. A deep rumble resonated through the floor. Adrian grabbed the girl instinctively, pulling her close as metal panels fell around them. They ran, moving through corridors that twisted and shifted strangely. The station seemed almost alive, reacting to their presence. Finally, they reached a chamber filled with strange technology: holographic screens, alien machinery, and a central pod glowing with a soft green light. The girl ran to the pod and pressed her tiny hands against it. Energy flowed into her like water through a dam, and her small frame began to glow. Adrian shielded his eyes. When the light faded, the girl was different. Her eyes burned brighter, and she had grown slightly taller. She looked at Adrian with a mix of trust and determination. Then, she pointed at a console and made a series of gestures. Adrian realized she was guiding him. The pod had activated some form of alien intelligence, and she could communicate through it. "Follow her," the voice crackled in his translator. It was soft, melodic, but firm. "She will show the way." Adrian followed her through the maze of corridors. Each step revealed more of the station's secrets: storage rooms filled with alien relics, frozen creatures in stasis, and walls covered with strange writings that glowed faintly when touched. The girl led him with uncanny precision, stopping occasionally to touch symbols that unlocked doors or deactivated traps. Hours passed. Time felt distorted inside the station. Adrian grew tired, but the girl never faltered. She seemed to sense his exhaustion and nudged him gently, encouraging him forward. Her loyalty was absolute, and Adrian realized the bond between them was more than survival, it was connection, trust, something almost human. Finally, they reached the station's command center. The central console hummed with energy, showing a star map and blinking alerts. Adrian realized this was the real reason for the mission. The station had been a monitoring post for a war between alien civilizations, and it had recorded critical data. Whoever controlled it could tip the balance of power in the galaxy. The girl placed her hands on the console. Streams of light and data flowed into her, and she began to speak in a voice that Adrian's translator barely kept up with. "We cannot let them take this. We must protect it," she said, her tone urgent but calm. Adrian understood. They had to escape, and the girl was the key. Her small body could interface with the station's technology in ways humans never could. He watched in awe as she manipulated systems, opened sealed doors, and even created holographic decoys to mislead any enemies who might still be aboard. Finally, a shuttle bay door opened, revealing a sleek escape pod. Adrian lifted the girl into his arms. She looked at him with those glowing eyes, a silent promise that she trusted him completely. He smiled faintly, feeling a warmth he hadn't expected. "Let's go home," he whispered. The station trembled one last time, as if protesting their departure. They ran to the escape pod and launched into the void, the stars stretching around them in streaks of light. Adrian glanced at the girl. She was quiet now, calm, but the intensity in her eyes had not faded. She had survived, she had fought, and somehow, she had chosen him as her protector. As they drifted away from the station, Adrian felt a strange sense of peace. The galaxy was dangerous, full of threats and mysteries, but he was no longer alone. The tiny alien girl who had only asked for milk had become so much more, a companion, a guide, and perhaps, in some strange, unexpected way, someone who desired his presence as much as he valued hers. In the endless expanse of stars, a bond had formed, fragile yet unbreakable, strange yet deeply human. And somewhere, deep in the shadows of the galaxy, secrets waited for them to uncover.